from last time. All right, so again, I'm Lisa with Do Yoga with Lisa. Thank you for joining me for the FitPHX Saturday morning yoga. And so excited that this is a free class for the community, and that wouldn't be possible if it wasn't for AARP Arizona. So just a moment of gratitude for the people who made this possible, and gratitude for you for showing up. I don't know if it's your first time practicing or if you've been practicing yoga for a while, but one of the hardest parts is showing up. So take a moment and just give yourself a little recognition. Snaps for you. On a Saturday morning, you could be doing lots of things, but you made your way here. So to get started, if you don't already have your 2 blocks, 2 blankets, massage ball, mat alternatives, if you don't have all of these props, we will offer lots of options. And you can always just do whatever calls to you. So everything I give is fully a recommendation, your practice, your choice. You don't have to do any of the poses if they don't feel comfortable for you. So modify your practice, tune in with your body today, and we'll have some fun. So go ahead and take a blanket, fold it up nice and flat, and then taking this underneath the seat, we'll bring a little bit of height underneath this seat. This will help if you start to round into the low back, which so often we do because we're rounded forward on that computer. So moving some flesh away from the sit bones, that'll help us sit up nice and tall. Crown reaching up, sit bones rooting down into the blanket or the mat. You can hit play on your music. Roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Hands resting on your knees or in your lap. Just take a few deep exhales, maybe audible exhales, making some noise. Letting go of any stress from the week, any tension we're holding in the neck and shoulders. Sometimes it can even help to roll the lips. Relaxing the muscles of the face. And as you start to deepen your exhales here, eyes closed or a soft gaze, I want you to focus more on the exhale. Nice gentle breath in, but can we really extend that exhale? Although we're going to do some strength, some effort today, we're also going to incorporate a lot of ease and letting go. One of my favorite quotes says, "Letting go is medicine that heals the heart. Letting go is a habit that requires practice. Letting go is best done through feeling, not thinking." If at any point your mind starts to wander away from you, you start to think about your to-do list or what happened yesterday, I invite you to check back in with the body, with feeling, with sensation. Notice where you're touching the earth. Notice what you hear, feel, see. Good little trick for helping to bring you back into the present moment. Another big exhale, letting go. And then gently opening the eyes. Look down at your feet. Notice which one's in front. And then uncross your feet, give them a little shake. And then go back the opposite way. hate when they tell you to do that, but they don't tell you to check beforehand. I have no clue which foot was forward. And then from here, just roll the up to the ears and down the back 3 times. And then we're going to stretch a little bit more into the neck. So making a soft fist with your left hand, we'll reach our right hand up and over behind the left ear. Just sort of draw right ear towards right shoulder. And then we're not pushing the head down to the shoulder, we're almost pulling up and away. So really lengthening through the neck. And then take your left hand and just start to rub gently from just behind the ear, coming down the neck and forward towards the collarbone. And usually this doesn't need too much pressure for us to feel a nice stretch through here. This is a really good one if you are on your phone a lot or work at a desk. Just keep massaging there. If you want to get the neck, just tuck the chin, the chest a little bit more on the back of the neck. And then returning both hands to your lap, rocking head side to side. Come back through center, roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. Just take a moment to notice the difference from left to right. Do you notice if one shoulder is a little higher than the other? Next, inhale, left arm up and over, reach behind the ear this time. Left ear to left shoulder. We'll make a gentle fist with the right hand. This is massage from just behind the right ear, coming down the neck and forward towards the collarbone. This is my new favorite. I just learned this a couple weeks ago and I can't stop doing it. And again, if you want to tuck the chin, chest a little bit more into the back of the neck. And then rocking the head side to side. Coming back to center, roll the shoulders up to the ears and down the back. And then we're going to take our fingertips and just start to massage the collarbones, just on the little inside area where it's come towards the center. Massage your pecs can help get those nice deep breaths. And then here, inhale, arms up. Left hand comes down beside you, right reaches up and over, roll the right shoulder back, reach through the right side body. Gaze goes arm. Inhale, come back up. Reach through the fingertips, and then right hand comes down, left hand up and over. Really root down through that left sit bone. Inhale, expand the space between each of the left ribs. Big exhale. Inhale, come back up. Gentle twist to the right. Left hand in front, right hand behind. Gazing over your right shoulder. Inhale for length. Exhale to twist. Belly, ribs, chest, and then gaze. Inhale back to center. Exhale to the left, right hand in front, left behind. Inhale for length. Exhale to twist and gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, arms come back up. And exhale, hands come down beside you. Legs. And just start to windshield from side to side. Your choice if you want to keep the blanket underneath or not. Soles of the feet on the earth, hands behind you, heart forward. And then we're going to take left ankle on top of right thigh. You can also help lift and bring that leg up top. Further over the right foot is from the body, it'll be a little bit less of a stretch. The more we bring the foot towards the body, it'll deepen this stretch. So move that right foot until you find a place that's comfortable for you. Flex your left foot, hands to heart, shining forward. Woo. Might start to feel something on that left outer, maybe in the glute, hamstring. You can also deepen this stretch by imagining the left knee pushing away from your heart. Deep breath in. Slow breath out. And then uncross the legs. Windshield wiper from side to side. And then we'll take that on the opposite side. So left sole of the foot on the earth. You can grab the foot and the knee to bring that right ankle on top of left thigh. Flex your right foot. That'll help protect the joints. And then you can walk the left foot closer or further away. Heart shines forward. If you want to do the stretch, imagine that right knee pushing away from you and walk the left foot closer. One more deep breath here. And then uncrossing the legs, swinging them behind you and coming into a tabletop position. So all fours. I have hard floors, so I always like to bring a blanket underneath my knees to help protect my knees. Again, always your practice, your choice. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Toes can be tucked or untucked. Crown reaching forward. Tail reaching back. And then from here, inhale, raise the tail, open the heart forward. Exhale, tuck the tail, round through the mid-back, tuck your chin. Inhale, the front of the body stretches. Exhale, back of the body stretches. One more time and then come back to center. Knees go to the width of the mat, hands go one print forward. Start to inhale, put the weight in the hands, rock forward. Exhale, hips go back. You might start to hear some noises. It's important to move nice and slow through this. Give the hips some to wake up. Next, exhale, reverse directions. And then sinking the hips back towards the heels, child's pose. You can bring a block under the forehead or let the head rest on the earth. Either way, sometimes I like to rock my head side to side and massage along the brow line. And then bring a moment back to that letting go. And just take a moment and let go of any expectations for your practice today of what it should look like, what it should be like. And again, bringing that commitment back to less thinking and more feeling. Inhale, come up to a tabletop position. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward dog. Start to pedal the feet out, lowering one heel at a time. While you're doing it with the hand that your pointers are pointing forward. Take your thigh or belly button, heel nice and heavy. Bend the knees and pull the hips up and back, downward dog. And here, instead of focusing on straightening the legs and stretching the hamstrings, really focus on lengthening that, reaching your tail up to the sky. Inhale, look up between the hands, deep into the knees. Exhale, step or hop onto the mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hands to ankles or shins. Reach your crown forward. Exhale, deep, deep bend into the knees. Stomach onto the thighs. Grab opposite elbows and let it hang heavy. If you want to widen the stance a little bit and sway a little side to side. We want to really deep into the knees here so that the stomach is reaching toward the thighs. And release arms. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep bend. Left leg back, runner's lunge. This is a great place. You have blocks. This can help strengthen the pose. Also, if you're like me and you got short arms, it can help. So just bringing blocks under the hand and just place them underneath your shoulder. Think of them as extensions of your hand. Back heel pushes back if we're pushing into a wall. And then imagine your muscles and legs pulling into really strong. And then exhale, lower that back knee down. Again, if you have hard floors, you blanket underneath the knee. Toes, bring your hands back. And then from here, you can keep hands high or inhale, arms up. The shoulders, rotate pinky in and gaze between the hands. Back open. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. From here, I'm going to reach for my block, bring it over to the right side. I like it at the highest setting. If you don't have a block, you can use your right forearm to. And we're just going to reach left hand up and over, doing a little lat stretch. So look a little bit like this. Roll the shoulder down away from the ear, gaze underneath your left arm. Length from the left knee all the way through the left side. And then come back to center. Exhale, hands come to the blocks or the earth. I like the highest setting. Straighten the front leg, hips shift back. So hips in line with knees and flex your front foot. Woo. Good morning, hamstrings. I like to come up as high as you need to get rid of that curve in the low back. It's not about how far we fold. We just want to go until we feel that stretch in our own body. So for me, that's right about here. Careful not to bend or hyperextend into the knee, so we don't want to lock the knee out, just a tiny little micro bend. And this new thing I learned recently, take your right hand and very, very gently place it on top of the right thigh. Just imagine that thigh kind of pushing away from the hip bone. You can stay here. If this is, your body's already like, this is a lot, then stay here. If you want to keep going, walk that left heel or that right heel over to the left side, crossing midline, and let the outer edge of the right foot fall towards the earth. It's okay if it doesn't fall all the way, just a gentle rotation, stretching through that outer thigh. This is a really good one for my hikers and cyclists. Or just anybody who sits a lot too. Rotate back to center, slide that heel back, and then a little bit of rocking back and forth between these two poses, coming into your lunge and then your half split. Find your way back to your lunge, hands frame the foot, tuck the back toe, and then step that front foot back for a plank. From here, your choice, chaturanga, bottom of a push-up. I like knees, chest, chin, a little easier on my shoulder. And two options here, you can either come in cobra, I like baby cobra, or full cobra. Or if you want to push the feet into, lift the thighs off here, that'll be up dog. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward dog. I'll go through that one more time, or you can just hold down dog. These are your options each time, and you choose which ones work for you. Come back to your plank. From here, you can either bend elbows back, go all the way down and go into your back bend. Or I like knees, chest, chin. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Tuck the toes, hips and back. Great job. Right foot comes to center, raise the left leg high. Bend into the knee and start to circle through the hip. Inhale, reach back up. Exhale, step it through. Back foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep bend. Take a moment. If you're like me and you need to turn the fan on or grab a sip of water. Get back to those nice long exhale. And then we'll start on the other side. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend, plant the hands. Step the right foot back this time, runner's lunge. Blocks or no blocks, your choice. Reach the crown forward, push that back heel back. And you don't want to have your front knee going past your front ankle. So if so, means we're a little more flexible than we thought. Just wiggle your toes forward so you have knee over ankle. Exhale, that back down. From here, hands to thighs. And then your choice, you can leave it on tops of the thighs or reach them up to the sky, roll the shoulders down, stretching a little deeper through that right hip. Imagine the left heel is pulling back and the right knee is dragging forward. Tail is reaching down. And then you can use a block or left forearm to your thigh and starting to stretch the right side body. So hand to block, reach right arm up and over, roll shoulder down and back, gaze underneath the right arm. And then come back up. Exhale, hip shift back, straighten through the front leg, flex your front foot. I like hands, blocks on the setting. This is my injured leg, so I'm going to be extra careful. I'm not going to go as far as I did on the other side. So again, that letting go of any expectation for our practice. I'm going to bend a little bit more into my knee. I'm not going to stretch quite as far forward. Find where you feel comfortable, where you feel a good stretch, but aren't going past that edge. Left hip crease pulling back. You can stay here or walk the heel over to the right side, letting the outer left edge of the foot fall towards the earth. And then back to center, slide the foot back over, rocking back and forth between these two poses. Coming back into your lunge, hands frame the foot, come onto the ball of the back foot, back into runner's lunge, step it back, plank pose. Exhale, bottom of a push-up or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, back towards the thighs or belly button. Left foot comes to center, right leg raises high to the right knee. Start to circle a little through the hip, both directions. And then reaching back up through the toes, step it through, back foot steps forward, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep, deep bend, melt stomach onto the thighs, forward fold. From here, inhale, half lift. Hands come to the blocks. And then heel toe your feet out until you're off the mat. And then bend into your left knee. As you do, straighten through your right leg, flex your right foot. And then rock back and forth. So let's do it this way. So you're just kind of rocking back and forth between bending and straightening one leg and then the other. And then coming back to center, heel toe the feet back together. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep bend. Send the left leg back, runner's lunge. This is where I really, really love blocks, but again, using height however you can underneath the hands. Going back and forth between runner's lunge, and then we'll straighten the front leg. That back heel doesn't have to come all the way down, but we're just going to bend the front leg, straighten the front leg. Bend the front leg, straighten the front leg. Back to runner's lunge. Rotate that back heel down to the earth, and then windmill the hands up, warrior two. Deep, deep bend on the front knee. Really pushing into that outer edge of the back foot. And everybody's body's different, but you're kind of going a little bit towards this front heel lining up with the back arch. Arms out to a T, gaze over your front middle finger. Inhale, straight arms, straight legs. Cross your hands behind your back. And then as you bend into your front knee, go back to warrior two, but push your hands out. Inhale, straight arms, straight legs. Cross behind your back and press. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cross behind the back, bend into the knee and press. One more time. From there, flip your front palm, reach forward through the fingertips, and then reach up with the right hand, down with the back hand. You can also wrap that left hand around your hip. Keep the bend in the front knee as you stretch and reach back. Inhale back to warrior two. Straighten through the front leg. Some people can keep the stance here. For me, it's really uncomfortable. I'm going to shorten that stance a little bit. So bump the back leg up. This is where a block again can come in handy behind the right leg. Reach the arms out to a T. Reach forward, and then it's almost like I'm a little teapot. You just tip over, and then right hand can come to shin or block. Left fingertips up to the sky. So if we are using the shin, it's really important. You're not trying to push all of your body weight there. Really strong through the side bodies. Gaze up towards the left fingertips. Deep breath in. Full breath out. Really engage the quads. Come all the way back up. Peaceful triangle. So the other pose, this one is peaceful warrior. And I always laugh at peaceful triangle. No angry triangles today. Bend into the front knee, windmill the hands down, come frame the foot. We're back to that runner's lunge. Step it back, plank pose. Exhale, bottom of a push-up. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Tuck the toes, hips up and back, downward dog. With these down dogs, you can always take child's pose. You can always, like I said, do what you want if something else calls out to you. I always say, you know a yoga teacher in class because they spend half the class in child's pose. That's me when I go to a yoga class. And then from our down dog, deep, deep bend into the knees. Inhale, look forward. And this time, exhale, step or hop our feet to the outside of our hands. A little different. Drop our seat down. hands up to heart center. So it's almost like this wide chair pose. Sink your hips back, and then some little pulses up and down for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, fold back forward. Heel toe the feet back, hips distance. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, deep bend. Step the right leg back. Blocks or any type of height underneath your hands. And then we'll start to go back and forth between straightening and bending the front leg. Here, the wider your stance is, the more it's going to help with balance. Coming back to your runner's lunge. Rotate that back heel down and then windmill the hands up to warrior 2. Deep bend into the front knee. A lot of this times the knee wants to fall in towards that big toe. Try our best to push it a little bit more towards the pinky toe. Keep this front and back thigh really active. Shoulders over hips. And then a lot of the times I see shoulders up to the ears. A nice trick for that, flip the palms, drop the shoulders down, and then flip the palms back. Gazing over your front middle finger. Inhale, straight arms, straight legs, cross behind the back, and press. Inhale up, exhale, bend. Anything that you need to let go of this week, just push it out. Brushing your shoulders off and pushing that energy out. Letting go and making space for this new week. And then back to warrior 2. Flip the front palm, peaceful warrior. Raise the left fingertips up to the sky. Right hand goes down the back leg or over to the left hip. Try not to lose that bend on the front knee. Really engage the core. So imagine the ribs as you exhale, closing the bottom of the ribs, pulling yourself back up to warrior 2, straighten through the front leg, bump that back leg up a little bit if you want to shorten your stance. Arms come back to a T as you lean forward, reach, 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 and then tip. So I'm a little teapot. Reach, reach out, and then tip, hand to shin, or block behind the leg. Do your best to stack your shoulders. Gaze goes up towards the right fingertips. Imagine your tailbone is reaching towards your back heel. And again, engage those quads. I don't want to get any angry triangles, so we'll switch it up. Really engage the core, pull yourself all the way back up. Left hand reaches up to the sky. And then as you windmill down, bend into that front knee. Come back to your runner's lunge. Step it back, plank pose. Exhale, bottom of a push-up. If you want to add on push-ups here, nice place to add in 5 push-ups. If not, we'll inhale, up dog and cobra. And then we'll all eventually meet in down dog. And now I'm going to take some child's pose, but down dog or child's pose for 5 breaths. Take a moment and check in if any of those expectations for your practice have started to creep back in. Voices saying, I'm not flexible enough, strong enough. I keep forgetting to breathe. Take a few exhales. Get back into this present moment. What's done is done. Just getting back here right now. If you're in child's pose, come back to your down dog. Bend deep into the knees on an inhale. Exhale, step or hop your feet to the front of the mat outside the hands. Drop your seat down. Inhale, hands up to heart center, or you can keep the arms out. Little tiny pulses for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, straight arms, straight legs, slight back bend. Exhale, hands to heart center, and then we can release. From here, take one large step back with whatever foot is going to have you facing towards the camera so you can see. And I like to just stand on going long ways on the mat. And then from here, toes go out, heels come in. Bend into the knees and just take a moment and make sure knees and toes are going the same direction. And this stance can be as wide or as narrow as it feels comfortable for you. From here, inhale, straight arms, straight legs. As you exhale, cross behind the back, bend the knees, and press. Look familiar? Then we're gonna change it up a little from here. Inhale, scoop your hands down to the ground, straighten through the legs, lift up towards the sky with the hands. And then as you exhale, bend into the knees and bring that back down towards your core. And we're gonna start to repeat that over and over. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cross behind the back and press. Inhale, scoop to the sky. Exhale, ground it down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, scoop it up. Exhale, bring it down. 2 more rounds. You can do this at your own pace. And then ending in this goddess pose, hands to the thighs, start to just rock back and forth, leaning one shoulder in at a time. And then straightening through the legs, turn the feet so they're almost turned in a little bit. Outer edges of the feet run parallel. This is again where I like to have some height out in front. Imagine the outer edges of the feet are pushed up to a wall. You're almost like pushing them, widening that wall out, but not moving the feet. Hands to the hips, tip forward. Hands come to blocks or the earth. And then a lot of the time we see this happening. We're sitting all of our weight back in the heels. Try to line up hips, knees, ankles. It might mean we don't fold as far forward. You can keep the block or start to bring the hands down to the earth. Again, not locking out the legs. Taking a deep breath in, slow breath out. Yoga is a lot about the balance of yang and yin, effort and ease. We're getting more towards the part where we're going to work on ease. Just one last standing pose before we get to sit down. Hands to the hips, engage your core, pull all the way back up. And step back to the front of your mat. We're going to get ready for tree pose. So try and shake the hips out a little bit. Ground down through the right foot. Hands to the hips, turn that left foot out so that your left back of your ankle, or back of the ankle touching the right ankle. And then come onto the balls of the toes. You might stay here. This already plays with balance. If you want to go further, you can come to the calf. Where we want to avoid is right at the knee. You don't want to push the knee out. So if you want to go further than that, bringing the sole of the foot to the upper inner thigh above the knee. Hands can stay on hips, come to heart center. So tree pose. One of the things we see is this right hip starts to jut out.
try to imagine those muscles pushing towards the bone, straightening back up through that right hip. You can grow the branches up or keep them close, wherever you're feeling today. And then it's okay if we shake, if we wobble. That's how trees get strong, you know, like that's why some of these big storms will take down so many trees here. It's because they're not used to it. They don't get as much of that turbulence to grow root and root deeper. So if you shake, if you fall, don't think of that as a bad thing. That's our body like getting stronger. That's us rooting deeper. And then maybe letting the leaves fall away. Hands back to heart center here. Take a deep breath in. And then mindfully, not rushing, just slowly bring that left leg back down. Ooh, right foot might be screaming at you a little bit. I like to take the top of the foot onto the mat, stretch and roll my ankle a little. And shake it off. That side's done. I'm going to switch sides now. So really root down through all four corners of the left foot. Turn that right foot out. Hands to heart center. Or the hips. If you want to move on, sliding that heel a little higher up the left leg. Already notice, is this left hip starting to jut out? If so, pull it back in towards midline. Your choice, calf, inner thigh. Again, avoiding the knee. Since it's Arizona, maybe a little cactus. Do whatever you want with your tree pose. And again, it's fall, it's that season. It's okay if you fall. Want an added challenge, you can try closing your eyes. So if you're needing a little more balance, try focusing on one object that's unmoving, so not me. And then when you're ready to exit the pose, hands back to heart center or the hips, and slowly release the right leg down. All right, all done with all the effort. Time for some more ease. Time to sit down. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Step it back, pigeon pose. Now I gave it away. Tabletop, and bring your knees down. So if you have a blanket or a pillow, go ahead and get that ready for a little added support. Wrists under shoulders. We'll slide the left knee towards the left wrist. And then swing that left foot in front of the right leg and start to tiptoe back the right foot. So this is pigeon pose. You can have, if you feel any pressure in the low back, I like to bring blocks underneath the hands and help lift. Also, if you feel like you're kind of floating out in no man's land, bring that blanket or pillow underneath the left hip so you have something to rest into so you can really stretch. And then I'm guessing half of you have already folded forward. Nobody likes pigeon like this. Everybody likes pigeon laying down. And so if you want to, go ahead and start to fold forward, forearms onto the blocks or the earth, let the head hang heavy. If your body's like, I don't like pigeon at all, then another alternative is going to be that figure four, similar to what we did at the beginning of class, but you can do this lying on your back. So taking that left ankle over right thigh, interlacing the fingers behind the back of the thigh, and then hugging that right knee towards your heart, imagining left knee pushing away. So 2 different options here. Find the one that works best for you, and then we're going to settle in for a few deep breaths. A lot of the times I hear teachers cue this front shin parallel to the front of the mat. I think that that's really not accessible in most bodies. I'm hypermobile and it doesn't feel good in my body. And even if I could do it, doesn't mean I maybe should. My knees wouldn't be too happy with me. So I say just let your shin be where it feels comfortable. You don't need to try to yank this ankle all the way out here to try to get shin parallel with the mat. Letting go is a habit that requires practice. And one of the things that I've learned through my yoga practice years is that the jaw and the hips are super related. So if you are a jaw clencher, if you're like me and you clench a lot while driving, maybe grind your teeth when you sleep, take your fingertips and just gently massage the jawline or open and close the jaw, give a little wiggle. And sometimes that release through the jaw can help us relax a little deeper through the hips. Relaxing the tongue and the throat, the neck and shoulders. We'll take one more deep breath here before you start to walk the hands back towards the body. Tuck the back toes, lift the hips, sliding back into tabletop position. From here, I like to stay on my hands and knees and just circle out the left hip. If you'd prefer, you can come up to that down dog pose, straighten the leg, bend the knee, and circle through that way. Either way, we'll meet back in that tabletop pose eventually and start to do the other side. Right knee to right wrist. Swing that right foot in front of the left thigh and then tiptoe the left leg back. From here, changing your support to the other side. So maybe you want a blanket or a block or a pillow under the right hip. If you're feeling compression in the low back here, using blocks underneath the hands and really lengthening the spine. And as you fold forward, notice if you feel a shift in where you feel the stretch. Mine usually goes from the front of the left hip, and then I feel it go over more into my glute and outer right. Forehead can rest on blocks, blanket, the earth. Letting go is best done through feeling, not thinking. Notice what you feel here. Listen to your intuition if there's any way you need to adjust, wiggle, or move. There's no bonus points in yoga for staying in a pose that doesn't feel comfortable. Stay here as long as you need to feel balanced from side to side. And when you start to feel ready, you can exit the same way we did on the other side, tucking the back toes And then making your way to one of those hip circles of your choice, either in tabletop or down dog. And then swinging the legs around to the front. Take your blankets and you can fold those up beside you. Blocks ready to go in case we need those. And then if you have one, go ahead and grab your massage ball. From here, hands behind the knees, seat in the center of the mat, and we'll start to gently roll back onto our backs. And then from here, rocking around, dropping the knees from side to side, doing a little twist. Reach the feet up to the sky, point and flex the toes. And then ground the feet onto the earth. So if you have a massage ball, we're going to lift the hips, slide that massage ball underneath one of the glutes, and start to just massage that upper half circle from hip to tail. If it feels comfortable, you can start to go right into the center of the glute. Again, the goal here is not the deepest tissue massage you've ever had, but that balance of effort and ease. If you don't have the massage ball, you can lift the hips, slide a block underneath, or the blankets for a little supported bridge pose. That can sometimes really help relax the low back. Your practice, your choice. If we're massaging the glute, find a spot where you have a little knot. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, imagine that muscle melting around the ball. And then starting to finish up the massage on the left side, maybe getting a little more of the outer hip. And then we'll switch over to the right. If you're in bridge pose with that supported position, you can either stay there or taking the block out from underneath, letting the hips come down, soles of the feet come together, knees go out for a little butterfly pose. If this doesn't feel comfortable for the knees, you can bring blankets underneath for support, or let the knees come into center, feet go wide. If we're massaging, taking a moment, finding one of those trigger points or knots, tender spots. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, releasing. Notice if there's anywhere else you're holding, maybe neck, shoulders, jaw. And just melting into the earth. At this point in class, I like to offer the chance if there's any other pose you need to make your practice feel more complete. Go ahead and take it now. How do you feel and what do you need?
And after you've done that, you'll just start to make your way to Shavasana, the last pose. Lying down on your back, palms up. You can cover up with blankets. You can get all sorts of pillows and support. Make yourself as comfortable as possible. This season change invites us to start to slow down a little bit, to reflect and see what things we want to keep and what things, like the leaves, we want to let go and release. As you settle into Shavasana, let each of those breaths in fill you up with new healing breath. With each exhale, letting go of anything that no longer serves you. Letting go of anything you don't want to bring with you into winter. Finding those full, complete exhales. Letting go is medicine that heals the heart. Letting go is a habit that requires practice. Letting go is best done through feeling, not thinking. Allow yourself to feel and not think for a few breaths. If you have nowhere to rush off to after class, I invite you to stay here as long as you like. If you're ending class together with us, go ahead and start to deepen your inhales and exhales. Wiggling fingers and toes, stretching arms overhead like that first stretch when we wake up in the morning.
Eventually rolling over to one side, coming into fetal position. Taking a moment of gratitude again for showing up for your practice today. To not only putting in the effort, the strength, but for also practicing letting go. We practice these things so that hopefully they're a little easier off the mat. When you're ready, push yourself up to a comfortable seat using the strength of your arms. Hands come to heart center. Pushing left into right, right into left at the center that heals all opposites. Letting go is medicine that heals the heart. Letting go is a habit that requires practice. Letting go is best done through feeling, not thinking. May we continue to not only use effort and our minds, but may we let go and connect to feeling both on and off the mat. May we slow down and be okay with letting go. Namaste. And we are getting to that crazy time where it is going to be a holiday season. So I invite you, it's okay to say no to things. It's okay to let go of things. It's okay. So listen to your intuition if you're ever feeling like it's not 100% a yes, because this is a great time to let things go. I, again, am Lisa with Do Yoga with Lisa. That's my Instagram too, Do Yoga with Lisa. If anybody wants to follow along, I offer lots of things for pelvic yoga, period yoga, working on prenatal stuff. So lots of fun things. I will be teaching for the next 2 Saturday mornings with FitPHX. So if you haven't already, go ahead and sign up for November. They're always on the second Saturday. And please, 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 if there are certain things you want to see in the classes, massages, if you want neck or hips or glutes, if you want to work on certain core things, let me know. You can let me know via Instagram. You can let the FitPHX crew know. And I want to make sure to try to give people what they need. And yes, thank you again for AARP. This is free. I'm all about some free yoga for the community. So thank you to them for making this possible. And thank you to FitPHX for putting this all together. This is like, I get to teach from my living room and I get to teach all of you guys. So I hope everyone's feeling good. If you have questions about any of the poses, please let me know in the chat, or I'm happy to stick around. I want to make yoga as accessible and fun as possible. Thank you, Terry, Linda, Gwen. Have good Saturdays, everybody. I gotta go free the puppy. Bye, everyone.